Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Andrew Talbot and I'm going to guide you through unlocking extra sales with product blanks and global fulfillment. So if you haven't seen one of our webinars before, we're designed to be fairly informal and I want to give you about a 15-minute, 16-minute tour of the art of the possible. So what am I trying to achieve with today's webinar for you? So really want to explain how you can use what we call a product blank, and I'll explain them in more detail in a minute, and our global fulfillment network to help you drive your sales. So whether you're a retailer, supplier or brand, there should be something in this webinar for you. So I want to show you how easy it is to create virtual products from blanks, introduce the latest and most exciting blanks, discuss content, as content sells, and then preview global fulfillment opportunities for all businesses. So I guess the starting point is to make sure you're comfortable with product types. So a blank product is kind of like a white mug or a white t-shirt at its very primitive. It's a product without decoration that is available globally that can be decorated. And a virtual product is when you add your content or design on top of a blank product to create a virtual product. We call them virtual because they don't exist until someone orders them, and they could be personalized or print on demand. We also have the concept of a no preview product, which is something that can be implemented very fast on any website because it could be an existing design on a blank product where you just add some text. So they can be put live in minutes, whilst obviously a virtual product needs a preview tool or can need a preview tool on your website. And then you can also have ranges of galleries or parts. So if you have images and you can let people select images to put on a product. So those are our basic product types. So let's talk about types of product blanks. So I think this slide kind of shows you what I'm talking about. It's a blank. They can be colours. They don't have to be white. White's just a good way of presenting it on the screen. Most of the blanks available now, or many of them, are available in a huge different range of colours. And the beauty now in the global world that we live in, many of these blanks are available all around the world. So you have, manufacturing resources that will make them and supply them into multiple countries. So one of the things we know at Custom Gateway is who are the biggest suppliers of these blanks around the world, and we work with them to make sure we've got good templates of them within our software. So one of our key values really is when you start working with us, all your blanks, if you're using popular blanks, are already set up and you can start creating products straight away. To give you an idea of the most popular blanks, sort of drinkware and t-shirts are undoubtedly the top two sellers. Wall art's popular, water bottles are very on trend, tableware, textiles, cushions, phone cases. The list is limitless really. Within our software at the moment, there are something like 25,000 blanks already set up for you to use. Obviously that's a considerable amount. So the next thing, and we'll look at some real examples in a minute, is what tools have you got to use the blanks? Now, this may overwhelm you if you've not seen it before, but we've got something we call the virtual product creator where you can select 10 blanks at once and add the same design to all of them. You can grab a design that you've done before and apply it to different products. If you're into your Photoshop, you can design in Photoshop and upload that design straight into our system. You can pre-prepare your artwork either as an image or a link. That's what we tend to call print on demand, and apply that to products. Or you can manually go in, which we'll show you in a minute with our editor, and create your products. So hopefully everybody gets the idea of what the blank is and the way you can create your virtuals. Now, content sells ultimately. And this is the point. So I wanted to just itemize for you the four main types of content. If you've got any of these types of content, and you'll see in a minute that all of you listening have got these types of content. If you've got any of these types of content, then you can take advantage of our 25,000 blanks and create products, we can all become a virtual product supplier. So user-generated content kind of speaks for itself. The most primitive, it's me. I've got 500 photos on my iPhone. They can all create products. So every one of us can create user-generated content. The more interesting model, well, I think it's interesting, is, you know, if you look at companies like Redbubble, and there's Zazzle and others, they are, I mean, they've only got maybe 100 blanks, so we can put you ahead of them straight away in terms of the range, but they get artists to upload their content and create products. So Redbubble have millions of products on their website, but don't design any of them themselves. So artist upload portals are quite a common thing that we're creating for people now. And then your next thing, if you're a designer or a creative person, you can, you know, create your own images and patterns. I see a lot now, there's even marketplaces where you can go and buy designs. So the idea now is anybody that's talented can create their own assets and deploy them on virtual products. Another very popular use is brands, licenses, companies, you know, so the most obvious ones in the world are people like Disney, who have got, you know, hundreds of assets. And traditionally, all these models have worked where, you know, people license those assets, print them, and then sell them. But obviously that model leaves a lot of waste. And in our world today, and also, you know, limits choice, because the designs you can create are limited by, you know, what you're prepared to invest in stock. So the on-demand virtual product model is particularly important. The one thing brands do want, and many of our blanks are what we call retail ready, is they do want, you know, all the quality testing certificates. So when you buy cheaper blanks from sort of China and things like that, they won't be any good for using with big brands because they won't have the appropriate testing certificates. But again, you know, because on demand is what we do, that's something we can help with. And then obviously you can make parts as well. That's kind of, we're not really focusing on that. It's those three types of content that we're more focused on today. So where do you find out about blanks? Well, if you go to our website, you'll recognize the slide. Every week we upload new blanks. You know, we're putting more than 100,000 new products into the system a month. Obviously that's people designing virtuals too, but there'll be thousands of new blanks added every month. So you name it, and in our database, and I can show you that in a minute, you will be able to search and find a blank. So here's just some examples. You know, the latest phone case models are always uploaded. So these ones are fun. The iPad or the iPod case, duvet sets, shoes, obviously all the different clothing types, and it's endless really. Pop-out Christmas directions, footballs, wall mats, you name it, and it's kind of there for you to see. And you can just flick through on this page, and I'll tell you at the end how you can subscribe to get, you know, more examples of that. So that's the world of blanks and where you can see the latest ones on our website. So let's take what I think is a really hot product. And I wanted to showcase a few that I think really everybody could be selling now. So with the invent of wireless or induction charging, I think this is a particularly creative product. So let's take a look at this product in our system. So there's the example. And when you locate a product in CPP, you can have a play with it. You could even place orders for it or test the artwork if you're printing it yourself. So if I go preview test now, and we'll get the preview test up on the screen. Let's just go on to there and click on my screen. Maybe I'll show you. So I've got quite a lot going on this computer screen, so we may have a temporary computer glitch. So let me try and reload this screen for you. Hopefully my internet hasn't died during the course of this presentation. We do have snow in the UK today, so apologies if that is affecting performance. Let me go and just say, okay, it may be just at that page. So this is a different example I was going to give you on a preview test. So I think I've just got a slightly slow internet connection, so apologies for that. So this, I mean, we were going to go on to this one in a minute, but the idea, this is, I think, an interesting t-shirt where it's sublimated, so the whole body area can be done, but the sleeves and neck, etc., are contrast. So this is what I would call a fashion product. It's called Vanilla, from a company called Express in the UK. I know they do make them available globally, and what's great about that is if we just go, I mean, there's obviously other image sources, but if I go and choose an image source here, my daughter rather likes owls, so I seem to have an owl image. So immediately you can upload that image, hit save, publish it, and we would now have that t-shirt available. In reality, if you've got our full system up from design to concept, that t-shirt could be on your website in minutes from design. And it's kind of as simple as that. You can obviously use our standard tools, and I'm not going to give a full demo on all our tools because I'd be much longer than 15 minutes. But that gives you an idea of how easily you could sort of create your own designs. So I think that t-shirt, which is why I've used it, is particularly effective. Maybe an Aztec design, not as effective because it doesn't show the contrast, but I can kind of play around creating all sorts of different things that I want to create. That one will work well. Yep, so it's when you've got the contrast, so that particular product. If I jump back onto there now, it's logged me out. That was the issue there. So I hadn't been live on that system for a while. So the induction charger, and I'll see if I can create one because I just think it's a really on-trend product, this one. And it's also available for a bit of fun in 3D as well. So if we choose to add our image there now, so we get to look at that in 3D. But if I go add image, obviously I can choose images from other sources as well if I've got them stored. Actually, that works really well on there. So if I use the custom gateway, so I've created a branded phone charger, and you can imagine that product, because it phone charges and displays an image, it's like a photo frame stroke phone charger in one go, is really on trend at the moment. So that kind of product, I don't see it on many sites, and it's the sort of thing that we've got blanks of. The next one I really like are these water bottles. So water bottles are probably the fastest selling product out there at the moment, with people wanting to get rid of disposable plastics, etc. And there's an awful lot of the chili bottle type products out there, all selling well. But I think the children's market for water bottles, because all children take water bottles to school, is huge. And having these 3 fun colours and being able to design anything on them, so people could put their names on them, kids, I think this is a massive product. I mean, it comes from one of our blanks partners, Technotape, who do that kind of thing. And it's available globally, but it's a product that I know would sell if put in the right way on a website. The next blank, I've already kind of showcased Vanilla from Express, but I think that's a great fashion brand in terms of that for creating your own fashion products. And then an interesting last one, which I can probably demonstrate for you, is a stationery set. Now, this is a range of products from a company called Digital Blanks. And the reason I think this is sort of good is it's using a bit of creativity. I've not seen this product out there. So we created a jig, put 5 different stationery products in it, and then you can either do them individually or sync all areas. So if I went to add an image now, so I could have my, what should we go for that one. So that would then synchronize my tiger pattern over all products. Now, obviously each of these individual, or I could do it individually. So you can see on the pen, it's only got a certain print area on the ruler. So that's probably not a great product. I'd probably more upload a small logo and then add in something like, you know, being able to put your name on the pencil or your name on all products. So we could just say add name, the pencil sharpener, and then put it on that, and then kind of make it bigger so it shows up. So we've got all sorts of tools that we can do there, but I think that's a creative use of blanks. So digital blanks have got lots of blanks, but on their own, they're quite lower value products, but put them in a set and you could sell a set. So with a blank, you can be very creative in terms of the kind of things that you're trying to create. So if I just go back to there. So we've got our stationery sets. So let's have a look at what else. We've got the virtual product creator, and I'm kind of aware I'm moving on time now, but I do think it's a clever product, a virtual product creator, that probably does bear, you know, worth looking at. There's an example of the bottle. So if I came out of that one now and come out of there, what the virtual product creator does is allows you to pick products, and then as the slide shows you here, you can choose your image, landscape, portrait, square, and then put your design on 20 or 30 products at once. So hopefully that gives you an idea. You know, obviously we're more than happy to have a look at our other videos or give you demos of individual features. But the principle here is that whoever you are, whatever your interest, you can use our 25,000 blanks that are already set up, create stunning products, and then the concept then is that are available all around the world. And I say that, you know, not it's true because most of the blanks are now available globally. So if you want, our systems can enable local printing. So we do a huge number of products for people around the world where the seller is based in one country, but they have fulfillment in 5 different countries. So if I'm an English company selling in America, I can get the products printed in America, which reduces the shipping costs. Or if I'm an American company selling in Australia, the shipping's expensive to get there, so I get the products printed in Australia. That's the thing that our network can do for people. We've also, because, you know, we're in this world, we've also negotiated and put together packages for you where we can do, we've connected our systems with global shipping companies. So for instance, if you want to print a t-shirt in England and send it to China, you can do that for under £4. So it's incredibly cheap as well to ship your products around the world. Obviously that does lead to longer lead times, and local printing I think is probably a stronger, more environmentally friendly solution. But using our systems, we can enable you to do both of those things. So kind of local printing, that explains it. If the blanks are available, we can auto-route the orders. And we've now got more control over the quality too, because we can specify the blanks. We've even got tools now when working with certain printer manufacturers where we can interrogate the printer to make sure the right ink's being used. So there's a whole load of power coming in that way. And I just wanted to showcase some of the global print options we've now got. So we've got more than 300 active suppliers around the world printing every day. We're teaming up with a lot of the specialist print-on-demand facilities to take advantage of their networks. We've got market leaders in most developed countries now connected to our technology, so the big experience-on-demand fulfillers. We've got access. We work very much with the best-in-class machine manufacturers. So, you know, excuse me for not mentioning your company because we work with hundreds, but, you know, Cornett are well known on the DTG, so we work with them. HP are very well known on the greetings card, so we work with them. Roland are very good on the print and cut and the UV, so we work with them. And, you know, we're trying to work with all the major print manufacturers, but the advantage is they know who's got their equipment in each country, so we're able to then connect very easily. And the most exciting thing, I think, we're working with companies around the world, and we're connecting into a network that's launching very soon called Go Exchange, powered by Sawgrass, the sublimation specialists. And that's going to give access to 10,000 printers around the world who can print, and Sawgrass have the ability to manage the quality of what's being printed. So that's a very exciting development that we'll share with you, more in the coming months. So hopefully this has whet your appetite that we can all become publishers of products. Get hold of our blanks, our networks, and you can be selling products all around the world and designing your own. You can browse the latest blanks if you've got a custom Gateway CPP subscription. Just click Type Blanks. You can subscribe to our Blanks newsletter. We're active on all the social channels, and we're always publishing new blanks, so that's worth seeing. And if you want to look at Virtual Product Warehouse, you can see what other people have done with blanks. So thank you for taking the time to listen to our webinar today, and I hope you've managed to take something useful from it. Enjoy your day.